Hey Sabrina, just doing a quick response to what you said. To the two main things that I really like that you pointed out that I haven't really paid attention to, just probably because we're so used to it, is the fact that you pointed out color. And I love that just because, it is true. Like, even in, children growing up today, there are so many ways where people think that, like, oh, boys can play with this, wear this specific thing, play with these specific toys, and then girls can play with, pink fairies, whatever, like, and then they can only play with, like, dolls or whatnot. And I think it's super interesting just because, even today, still there is that sense of separation in gender roles. And then, if you are raising your kids differently where they can choose what they want to wear or whatnot, that's seen as like ridiculous and outrageous. And so, yeah, I love that you pointed that out just because it definitely lets you become fully aware of that. And if, say if someone does, like a woman does wear, a blazer or darker clothes, she's seen as masculine. And if a man was to wear, lighter colors or whatnot, he's seen as feminine. Which even then, that shouldn't be an issue. You know, sometimes when people who do wear darker clothes, they aren't masculine. They just genuinely like that clothes. And if he was to wear lighter clothes, it could be identified as feminine, which it really isn't. And so, again, that also continues on to your next part that you talked about, which is how, women's voices and men's voices are different. So, like for me, I think it's super important to pay attention to that just because, again, it's something that we're so used to. And I think that our society is slowly changing that. Because again, like if a man's voice is a little bit higher, a little bit softer, he's seen as feminine, whereas a girl whose voice could be deeper, um, you know, and so that's seen as masculine. Which in reality, again, like I said, you know, that may not be the case. That just happens to be their voice, or they just happen to choose to speak like that. So yeah, I absolutely love that you pointed that out, and I think it's a good thing that our society is working towards changing that. Just because, in today's day and age, there are so many genders now, and there's so many different ways people identify. So it's good to like have an open mind about that, as well as to have society like see how that's changing. But yeah, I love the video. I'm looking forward to other people's responses.